it's Marina, Travel Experta. Today, we're going to be talking about traveling to Miami. Are you guys ready for an adventure? Let's begin. Miami. Miami is a hotspot, however you want to look at it, either for commercial, for shopping, for beaches, for partying, for whatever. And right now, it's super hot for real estate as well for all the waterfront properties and because of its accessibility to Latin America, to the US, because of the great weather, Europe, you name it, right? Miami is and probably will remain a hotspot for years to come. But when you say Miami, we're talking a huge, immense space, a huge, immense area, right? So it will be more of a taste thing for you to figure out what you want to do when you get to Miami. Obviously, you could do quite a lot of things, go to the beaches, do the design, do the shopping, do the going out, but it also be a good idea to know where would you want to stay. There are quite a lot of different areas. For instance, Brickwell, which is where you see the majority of the buildings. This is also, like the downtown area. This is where there's a lot of residential apartment buildings, condos. Then you also have South Beach, North Beach, that whole area of beaches in Miami, which is really popular as well. Then you have like the whole Cuban section, Little Havana, and then you have little different islands and where the mega rich live. You don't have to stay in all these places. And also, if you want to go and take a boat cruise, if you want to stay on a sailboat, I mean, the options of what to do in Miami are really limitless, especially depending on taste. I have podcasts all about South Beach. I have a podcast about Little Havana. So make sure that you go and listen to those as well to get a much better idea of what is there to do and more of an idea of those areas because they are really some of the more popular spots, like the more hot spots. But again, there is so much to do in Miami. So when you arrive here, I highly recommend to just even make like what I enjoy to do is do like a bucket list of things that I want to see and do when I get to the places. Obviously, not etched in stone, but it will give you a much better idea. Do you like nightlife? Do you want to go and have Cuban food? Do you want to go and have Asian food? Do you want to have just a party scene? All of these areas, all of these activities, they could be found in many different areas, and a lot of them are very specialized, right? If I wouldn't recommend, if you're into like the chill out kind of style to go to South Beach because that's all about drinking and partying and flamboyancy and it's over the top and that's why you go there and it's super enjoyable. Or you could also, go to Little Havana where you've got, Latin music and live music playing all over the place. Then there's all these other little pockets of areas that you could go and visit. So just what is your taste, right? I'm not here to tell you this is what you have to do and do and do because Miami, the beauty of it is that it's so versatile. It is so diverse. If you do have about 1 week to stay in Miami, you also have some time to visit the neighboring areas. For instance, Fort Lauderdale, which is a really awesome place to visit. It's about 15 minutes north of Miami. I actually have a podcast all about the guitar hard rock hotel Seminole, which is also a casino. So make sure you go and check that out. Fort Lauderdale is also really well known for their canals. Go and check it out. I have a podcast talking about the canals. So these are really fun. And you could do this as 1 day trip. And if you do have a little bit more time, also going south to the Keys. And there are tons of tour places that you could go in Miami that will take you to anywhere that you want to go. You don't necessarily need to, drive on your own, although it is recommendable to rent a car in Miami. Super easy to get around with a car. And this way you can go and see a lot more because Miami is super widespread. The public transportation does not get you there really fast. I personally would recommend to get yourself a car rental. And this way you could drive to the Keys. Even if you just go to the most northern key, or if you want to head down all the way to Key West, we're talking only a couple of hours, so it's not that far away, and it is a magnificent day trip because going to the Keys along the roads, the bridges, and just seeing the southern part of Florida, which is quite different than the rest of Florida. Interestingly enough, Key West at one point wanted to fully separate and be its own little state or a common law state, what they wanted to do, a commonwealth kind of a place. Um, anyways, so again, really decide what you want to do in Miami and go have a blast. And if you have any questions, I'm here to help you out. You could check out a lot more information on travelexperta.com, travelexpert with an A.com, and remember to make every day an adventure.